Before we dive in, make sure to hit the notification bell, like, and share this video so you never miss out on our latest stories. I don't think people understand just how much terrain could outsmart even the mightiest tanks. When we think of WW2 battles, we picture tanks and firepower clashing head-on. But the real story often played out in silence, with the land itself as the deadliest weapon. Tanks, for all their might, are heavy and limited by terrain. Defenders learned to see tanks not as unstoppable, but as predictable machines with exploitable habits. Instead of brute force, they used the tank's own weight and the laws of physics against it. Simple traps, ditches, pits, flooded fields could stop a tank cold. Outsmarting the enemy became more effective than outgunning them. This is the story of how terrain, observation, and ingenuity turned the Earth into the ultimate anti-tank weapon. Sometimes the most powerful force is a new way of thinking. Tanks seem unstoppable, but their movements are surprisingly predictable. Commanders always seek the safest, easiest route: roads, open ground, shallow crossings. This predictability let defenders focus their traps on key choke points. Tanks also have limited visibility, making it hard to spot subtle terrain changes. Trap designers exploited these blind spots, knowing tanks would follow the same game trails again and again. Defenders didn't need to chase tanks, they just prepared the ground where tanks would inevitably go. The landscape became an active weapon, turning the tank's habits into its downfall. Knowledge of the enemy's routine became a weapon in itself. The anti-tank ditch was a masterpiece of simplicity. Wide and deep enough to trap a tank, it used gravity and the tank's own momentum as weapons. Once a tank's nose dipped in, its weight did the rest, leaving it helpless, tracks spinning, gun useless. These ditches could stretch for kilometers, forming massive barriers at low cost. Anyone with shovels and determination could build them. For tank crews, falling into a ditch was terrifying, trapped, exposed, and powerless. The psychological blow was as great as the tactical one. The humble ditch proved that even the mightiest machines are at the mercy of the earth beneath them. No explosives required, just clever engineering and hard work. The tank's power was always conditional on the ground it rolled over. A visible trap is useless. Camouflage was everything. Trap makers became artists, blending ditches and pits perfectly into the landscape. Excavated earth was hidden, covers built from beams and branches topped with matching turf and debris. In winter, snow concealed the danger. Every detail mattered: grass, soil, even the direction of leaves. The goal fool, even a close-up inspection. The result was a fatal illusion. Tanks rolled onto what looked like safe ground, only to vanish in an instant. The shock was total, both physical and psychological. Deception, not destruction, made these traps so effective. The best traps didn't just wait, they lured. Defenders subtly guided tanks toward danger, using logs, rocks and mud to make one path look easier than the rest. Small obstacles nudged commanders to choose the safe route, straight into a trap. This was psychological warfare, exploiting the tank crew's instinct to avoid hassle and risk. The tank wasn't forced into the trap, it was persuaded. Subtle manipulation proved more powerful than brute force. By shaping the environment, defenders controlled the enemy's choices. The tank's doom was sealed by its own logic. One trap is a gamble. Many traps are a system. Defenders built networks of real and fake ditches, creating a maze of uncertainty. Decoy traps played on tank crews' nerves. Spotting one danger often led them into a hidden real one. Traps were layered in depth, so even if the first failed, others waited. A trapped lead tank blocked the column, making the rest easy targets. Chaos and confusion reigned, breaking the enemy's momentum. Redundancy made the defense resilient. If one trap failed, others still worked. This principle, seen in nature and engineering, made the system robust. The psychological toll was immense. Every meter forward was a risk. Layered deception and redundancy turned the battlefield into a deadly puzzle. The lessons of terrain traps go far beyond war. They show that understanding your environment and opponent can outweigh brute strength. In survival, engineering and daily life, observation and cleverness matter most. Nature inspires solutions, using gravity, camouflage and indirect approaches. Don't confront problems head-on. Study their habits and find their weak points. The tank trap is a fable of intellect over force. The greatest weapon is the human mind, creative, observant, adaptable. Ingenuity and humility can outwit even the most intimidating challenges.